we're so excited that Summer House happened. We're happy that Lucy finally got the date right. So it did air on Monday, January 17th. So we actually are going to switch things up a little bit, and we're going to start with Summer House today.
Because we're so excited.
So excited.
So let's get in there. How do you feel about, okay, so I have a question. I'm really liking the newbies, Alex and Maya. I actually really like Maya a lot. I feel like we didn't see enough of Alex, but I'm okay with it. I don't know how I feel about Andrea being back, because they so did it to make it like a love triangle with Paige.
Right.
And I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like he wasn't the best option when we had Winter House.
Well, I love that you raised that question. Thank you for that.
Gotta go right in there.
I think the producers did a great job by getting Andrea to come on the show, in my opinion. Number one.
Drums.
Number two, I think Alex is a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and he's actually a bowl of turkey meat because it's weird. And
2-pound turkey meat.
He's like, who ate my turkey? Like, oh, it's still here. Yeah, no one touched that, hun. No one touched that.
But he's not doing anything though. So I mean,
right. He's not doing anything. Okay. He's a bowl. Listen, I love vanilla ice cream. It's actually the only ice cream I love, but it doesn't do anything for the normal folk.
Yeah.
Maya's cute. I'm into her. She's cool. And I love that they're like, how do you know Paige? And she's like, just like the New York like drinking scene. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question is basically what she's saying. To answer your question. Sorry, go ahead.
And I think that it's cool that she's being so open. So she just got out of a 5-year relationship, and Amanda's like, oh my gosh, that's longer than I've been engaged. So there's obviously going to be something there. And we've seen it in the trailer of them two sitting together, and Amanda's crying, and she's like, I know where you've been because I've been there. So I think that was a little bit planned in some way, I guess, with the producers as well, to like, I don't know, make it seem like there's drama, or like, will they, won't they get married? Like, we obviously know that they do now, but I like her.
I do,
and she's gorgeous. Cool. Like, everybody in this house is gorgeous, and it's annoying and it's stupid.
I don't think.
And
Alex
I'm mad. I think he's cute, and I'm a little annoyed that our invitation got lost in the mail for the 6th time.
Yeah, we could have been like the new twins, even though we're not twins, but we could have been the new twins.
Yeah, but we aren't crazy.
No, we're blonde.
Yeah.
To answer your original question, from which I did not answer.
I don't even think I asked a question.
You did. You said about Andrea.
I'm all over the place this morning.
You taking it from me, girl. Andrea, I think I agree. He's the only one from Winter House, and like, I really liked Julia. I would have loved to see.
I really liked Julia.
Gabby didn't do anything for me. Jason, that would have been cool to see Jason too. Well, I like him.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on with Lindsay, and I think I think it would have been too much for Lindsay. Which, let's touch on that. I think it's awesome how open she is. I mean, that's a really seriously personal thing, and she didn't have to do that.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying the fact that she did for herself, I think, is A, very therapeutic, but then B, it's awesome. Like, if you're going through that and you're seeing it on TV, like, you have something to relate. Like, oh, it's not just me. Like, I can't even imagine, I'm pregnant right now. Like, I couldn't imagine that, like, being so excited one moment, because you are so excited in that, first day you find out, and then within 24 hours getting it completely,
opposite.
Yeah. Like, that's horrible. So kudos to her for sharing that, because I don't know that I would be so brave too.
And she did it. I mean, Carl and her have been friends since she started the show. I think, I don't know if they were friends before or how they were brought in 6 years ago or however many. Yeah, I think it's 6 seasons.
Yeah.
So that's the first time she tells them, like, these people live in the same building. They did kind of used to date a little. I know they're officially dating now, but like, they kind of dated a little. Like, that's the first time she ever said that. And she said that on camera. And I just really think that when we first started Winter House and Summer House years ago, I didn't really like Lindsay. I wasn't sure what to think, but she's a character that has just grown on you. And as more and more as life progresses, like myself, like, I'm 25, but when Summer House started, I was 19. And now I'm like, oh, like, people in this world are Lindsay's to me, like, she
doesn't hold back too, though. Yeah, exactly. And she shares the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, that's a great
I think she's one of
person,
the
you know, like
most,
TV personality
I think she's one of the most relatable Bravo celebrities that
and
exist.
authentic.
And
Yeah,
authentic.
for
Like
sure.
her, Heather Gay is really authentic, I think. I
Hmm.
think Emily Simpson is very authentic, and we get that from her.
Yeah, I think this season,
Yeah,
I think we're starting to see it now, which we'll get there.
right.
But no, I agree with you. I think that she's really opening up and she's given us a lot. But I think having Jason there would have been too much.
Too hard
It
on
would
her.
have been a lot. I mean,
I
you
just
saw
was
her
excited to
crying
see.
to, you know, crying to sleep the one night. Could you imagine if he was there like that?
No, and that was tough because she was asked about him, and again, she didn't tell anybody, and they didn't
Yeah.
know. Like Carl's like, I feel terrible. Like I didn't know. I was just asking, like, if you guys were
Yeah.
dating.
He was like, I figured something happened, you know, because you were being a little defensive, which fair, you know, and if they're friends, like I think it's fair game to ask. But he obviously didn't know to the extent of what happened. So
Right.
that was really cool of her to share that. She didn't have to at all. And especially
Yeah.
on camera, mic'd
First
up.
episode.
First episode, you know, wasn't necessary. But to your point, saying that this was the first time that she's saying something to Carl, she said that it happened a month ago. So
Hmm.
within that month, it does, you know, miscarriages can take like a week, like
Oh yeah, it's a
depending on, you
whirlwind. It's
know,
a
it's a
whirlwind.
lot. I'm sure she was going to doctors, like she just wasn't ready to fully process it yet because she was still going through it.
Yeah.
And she's still going to go through it and she's still going to be going through it. But
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't a bad thing that she hadn't told him before. I was just like shocked that I'm
yeah.
like, that's the first time you're telling him and it's on
Hmm.
air. Like that just shows that she is really just herself and has no skeletons. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
what we love.
We love it. We love to see it.
Something that we don't really love. Oh, it's so tough what I'm about to say. I love Amanda.
Love
And
Amanda.
I think Kyle is really funny sometimes, but I don't want to say the words I love Kyle because I don't know if I do. But
Mm-mm.
them together, it just really is so sad to watch. She's
Yeah.
a beautiful girl. I mean, he's attractive and like she's such a
He's cute.
beautiful young girl. She's like 9 years younger than him, and I'm just like, you just deserve so much better. Whether he's amazing and we love watching him, like he's
Yeah.
like things that have happened in their past, like are questionable things, and it's really shocking all the things we found out this episode about their relationship.
I think the fact that, and I don't, and I'm sure all of her friends and her parents tell her, but if I had to have a contract, right, saying that if the wedding gets called off, like due to your childish behavior because you are approaching 40 or if you're not, you're already 40 and
39.
you're still behaving like you just got out of college, like you just had your first beer. You know, if we have to call the wedding off for that, you have to pay my parents every single cent back. Like the fact that we're going to therapy, we're having a contract before we even get married, like why are you getting married? Because it's not going to fix anything. If anything, it's going to make it work. Marriage is hard. Like,
Right.
why are you going into it with a contract and with these ultimatums and all this bullshit? Like, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to last, but I love her and I hope that it does. But
I just think that I understand like this is probably a source of revenue for them,
yeah,
or income, but I don't think if I was engaged I could go on this show anymore. I think that you're just seeing, like you said, marriages work. I'm not married, but just being there 24/7, recorded, going out, like you're also facing. Now I do also think it's brave because you're facing a lot of people commenting, people like us right now saying,
yeah,
unfortunately we don't think it's going to last, and that does help people get stronger. Like if you're in a relationship, and I'm not talking about cheating, but just in general, people are like, oh, they're not gonna whatever. Sometimes it makes people stronger. It made
yeah.
like Joe and Melissa stronger when everybody was coming at them.
Hmm.
The issues that they have is between like just things that happen in their marriage. So I do think that it's brave. I don't think I would do it because
Yeah.
you also, especially if he's a human who goes out and parties and acts like it's his very first, like beer pong tournament, you need to like himself as well. Like you need to like grow up a little bit, and maybe
You need
this
to
is
grow
what he
up a
should
lot.
be doing. Like
I
I'm not
hate
saying
that shit.
I'm not saying it's not fun to like go out and like we go out and like you and your husband go out all the time. We have fun, we
Mhm.
party, but there's times to do that and there's times to be an adult. And that's just my opinion. I know I'm probably going to get about a lot of backlash for
No,
that.
but I think if she's out with him till 4, cool, whatever. They're drinking together. He's not alone. The fact that he has to stay out till 4 by himself when all of his friends have gone back, like that's shady. And especially since he has cheated in the past and doesn't even remember it.
Yeah.
Like that's triggering. I fully get that. But if they're both in that party scene, but if she's like, okay, like enough is enough, like
Time to
grow
go.
up, it's time to grow up. Like if this relationship means something to you, let's get our shit together. Also, I feel like she would drop the show in a heartbeat for her relationship.
You think he's
where
there?
oh my God, he's like the frat boy party guy number one. Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine him having to drop it? No.
Well, it's like him and Carl are like frickin' frack, and now he was buddy with Austin and Craig, who are big party guys.
Yeah, and now Carl's sober.
Right. So, which Carl doesn't seem like he's going to be a buzzkill at all.
No, not at all.
I'm wondering, like, I just am excited to see that.
Yeah, and I love that he was drinking his like water or whatever he was, like in his little wine glass with everybody, you know, like trying to be social, but also, you know, still.
I mean, that's you. Cool. You drink like
that's literally me.
Champagne, and last night we're choosing for my mom's birthday, and she's like, "This is fun. I'm cheersing too."
Oh my God, it's terrible. Like it literally tastes like apple juice. But it's fun. There is something to it. Like you're holding a wine glass, and you're like, "Oh, okay, like I'm part of the team again."
Right.
No, but he's cool. But back to the point about Kyle, which I didn't mention before. It's one thing that you're doing that, but then he's also being disrespectful to her, right? He's also like coming home and saying like, this is why you need therapy or whatever, like throwing all my shit, like screaming. And then the girl's like fake sleeping. That's literally like when you're in a high school, when you're in a sleepover and then you hear your mom coming in, you're like, shh, everybody shut up.
Literally they fake slept, and then he like was so confused as to what was happening.
And then he went to the bathroom and came back and they were gone. He's like, what is happening?
I mean, Amanda was drunk for sure, but she wasn't like.
They all were.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The only reason I brought that up was because I am saying me being drunk and that happening to me, I would absolutely grab his luggage and be like, outside.
Oh, me too.
I'd put your toothbrush in the toilet. I'd be like, you didn't come home with me. God knows what you're doing. No.
Especially because she said this just happened. Like last week, it was so bad. Her mom had to send a car service. How is her mom not like?
Her mom sent a car service for her.
No, I know, to get her out of there because she didn't want to be there. So I'm saying, how is her mom like, yeah, I can't wait for the wedding. Like you have a contract. I had to send a car for you. You guys fight all the time. You're in therapy. Honey, I don't think that you should marry this man.
I mean, we don't know if she hasn't. A lot of people get married even if their families don't approve. That, I mean, that happens all the time.
That concept is so crazy to me because if our parents didn't like my husband, that would be so weird.
The jury's out on me. No, I'm just kidding. We love your husband.
He's like meh with you. No,
I have known him since I was 5 years old. I don't remember a world before him. So I guess
a world without him.
A world without him.
That was cute. He'll love that. I'll tell him.
That wasn't a sentimental. I was just making a statement that I don't remember life without him. It's not like my life has been detrimental.
You used to have a little crush on him.
When I was 7, I did.
Anyway.
Whatever. So we see, okay, let's keep going on Summer House. Paige talking about her relationship with Andrea after Winter House. Now, this was interesting to me because Paige at Winter House was like, I want to leave with a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. Craig, it has now come out that Craig and Paige have always kind of had a crush on each other, but they were always dating. Like he had a crush on her and she was dating Perry. And then he was dating, I think her name was Natalie. So on Winter House. So they never coincided. So she like had a crush. So she's like, okay, Andrea it is. And I do think it was kind of shitty how he acted at the end and was like, I just want to be single, whatever. And then boom, it totally changes. So I don't know how much sympathy I have for Andrea because I'm like, you literally did this. And she's, instead of telling everybody else she wants to be single, she's telling you to your face, which is what you didn't do, that she is liking hanging out with you, but she wants to continue to be single.
Well, and the other thing too, is they both say, you know, when they got back to the city, they hung out probably for like 2 weeks or something. And then Andrea's like, and then she kind of like ghosted me, which doesn't seem like a Paige move because I feel like it was so public.
I
right?
think that
So, like,
sounds like a Paige move.
but like so many people would be asking about him. Like, I don't know that she would just entirely ghost him. Like, she's honest and would say, like, this is moving a little too fast or whatever. I think something must have happened in those 2 weeks. Like, he must have said something that she's like, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm done trying.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think Craig was single. And I think.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Andrea.
No, I know. I'm saying what I think happened in those 2 weeks is that Craig got single. And then.
Oh, and she's like.
That's what I think. I mean, because she said things kind of started with Craig at near the same time.
Because, yeah, she said it was like that they started hooking up casually in like May. So when was Summer House? When was Winter House? Like March?
Winter House was like February. Well, no, when did it come out? Yeah, it was like, what month are we in right now? I'm so confused.
It is January.
It is January. So this is
2022
summer.
So I think it was last February, March.
Like February. So you got to think they come back. So yeah, there's definitely some time overlap.
Yeah, there's like at least a month and a half.
You said they started hooking up in May. I'm not talking him maybe DMing or talking to her. So maybe she was just like, I'm enjoying being single because I'm not committed to you, that I could answer Craig's DM. This is all speculation, of course, or other people's DMs or, whatever it is. Like, she's like, I like being single. This is fun.
Yeah. But I think with Craig, it would kind of go like speed round because they already know each other. They're not sliding in each other's DMs. It's just like, hey, I'm going to be in New York this weekend. Want to hang out? And she's like, yeah,
I do want to hang out.
You're coming out with me.
Nice. Yes. And she's like, I'm single. So that's actually what I think happened. I think that she was single. She was enjoying it. She did like Andrea, but I do also think that Paige is a person, and we've seen this, you break her trust. Like, it takes a really long time, like with Carl, and they would like made out in the pantry. And then she like literally said at dinner, she's like, Carl, when Stassi and Vanderpump was there a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
She's like, Carl only talks to me Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So she can be a little like, maybe spiteful is the word. Like, she can be like that.
But she says it is my point. Like, she's honest about it. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Her just like entirely stop responding doesn't sound like her. I feel like she would just be like,
no, see, I think she would do that, but she would then own it and be like, yeah, I did ghost him. She has no problem admitting it, but I don't know that she would be like, I'm about to ghost you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, obviously. I think she'd just be like, I think we should just be friends.
Right. Like, I don't know that she actually did it because she does always like to keep her options open. But I think
let's ask her.
Let's ask her. I'll shoot her a text.
Shoot her a DM. So
that's what I think.
She DM'd us already.
She did. We like low-key not really made fun, but it was like they were for their confessionals. They like look like it's dresses or something, and it's just crop tops, and they were all wearing like sweatpants, like Gen Z vibes. And I like posted a story and was like making the band, and she's like, "This is hysterical." So thank you, Paige. But I think that there's a lot coming this season. Summer House, like a lot, and we got a great first episode. And
I know. It feels like it's been more than just one episode because a lot happened.
Yeah.
So that makes for like this is going to be a great season.
And plus, like, we knew some things going in. Like, we knew Amanda already got married. We knew Carl and Lindsay are now dating. So we kind of got that, starter. So I'm excited to see what this season holds.
Yeah.